Hey, YouTube. Good morning. Born to be Wild NE here. And as always, NE stands for Nebraska. Go Big Red, yay Huskers. I want to add a short clip to my political and social commentary playlist. A lot of controversy in our country about the investigations into Russian interference in our 2016 election, as well as possible, and I want to emphasize that word possible, collusion, coordination, whatever, between the Trump campaign and Russians. And I know there's people on both sides that feel very strongly. It's a witch hunt, it's a hoax, political machinations. And of course, people who are not in favor of President Trump and how he is approaching the presidency, they'd like to see him out of office as quickly as they can get him out of office. So, I sit there and try to say to myself, where do I stand? What do I think would be best for our country? And here's what I've concluded. I've heard and seen enough evidence and words and actions by Mr. Trump and his minions to formulate the opinion that there could be, and I say could be, something there. And if that's true, our executive branch could be subject to nefarious influences by a foreign enemy. And that, if it was true, is not good for our country at all. So I conclude that the best approach for our country's future is to investigate and uncover the truth, whichever way that truth falls, so that we can either remove this cloud that hangs over the Trump presidency, if the evidence doesn't support that he could be under nefarious influence by Russia, then we can get rid of that cloud and move on. And on the other hand, if we find out that yes, he is subject to potential nefarious influence by Russia, we can take action. Whatever action is appropriate, given whatever truth we uncover. So it took a while for me to get to this point, but I'm trying to look at what do I think is best for our country, and what's the best patriotic stance that I can take. So for me, that's where I'm at. And of course, there's a whole other element of investigations into the 2016 election. What did they do, the Russians? How did they do it? What might they do the next time? And how can we best prepare for and defend ourselves and our democratic election process against foreign meddling and foreign influence in our elections? So anyway, I expect that those who listen will run the gamut of, as I explained earlier, very strong pro-Trump supporters and very strong anti-Trump stance folks. Let me know what you think of how I've thought this through and the conclusion that I've reached. yes, I have a stance on Mr. Trump, but I'm trying to look beyond that and put that aside and consider what I think is best for our country and for our country's future. Feel free to comment. As always, I hope for, if there's differing opinions, that we can do this in a civil way, and while maintaining respect for each other, even if we disagree, even if we are, quote, angry with the position that someone else takes. Doesn't do much good, really, to personally attack someone else. I'll just close real quickly with a story. When I was growing up in the great heartland of America, I was taught that, people or groups that personally attack or put down or slam other people or groups, what they're really either consciously or subconsciously trying to accomplish is to falsely elevate themselves relative to the folks being slammed or personally attacked. When they do that, they're really exposing more about their own character, and in my opinion, elements of their character that are bad, than they are exposing of the character of those being attacked. So in my mind, that reinforces that we can disagree, absolutely, and we can argue, but let's do it civilly and while maintaining respect for each other as fellow human beings. You can let me know what you think about that little story or moral or whatever you want to call it also. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care, all.